What he's not saying is Kevin on, and I thought I might also make a video to help the beginners on Rainbow Six Siege because, you know, like them, I was a beginner too not long ago. I wouldn't say I'm a beginner now, but these are the things that I realized I was doing wrong as a beginner. So these things helped me drastically. So I thought, you know what, do the video, help people the same way I needed help. So it's simple as that. Just to let you know, I haven't been slacking on YouTube. I've been recording a lot of videos, and it's just finding the right time when to upload them and how I'm going to upload them, if that makes sense. Like, it will make sense when I upload it for you, but that's pretty much it. But let's get straight into the video. But don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and comment, because I've also got the 1 month transition from PS4 to PC. So if you're looking forward to that, don't forget to subscribe and see where I'm at right now. So before this video, how do you think this tutorial is going to help you?
Well, lady, if I'm honest, before this video, I was getting 1 kill per game, dude. I was sucking. I wasn't doing good, you know what I mean? But after this video, bro, I was getting ace squared, you know what I mean? I was getting killed 24/7. So if you don't watch this, you will fall. You will fall. Well, thank you for that. Back to the video.
So to start this off, the one thing I'd say you need to work at, that is the most important thing, is your sensitivity. If you've came in from, let's say, console like I did, you will know that the sensitivity does not match PS4. Like, it just don't make sense. You've got to figure it out yourself and find out what works out best for you. Now, what you could do is, let's say, slap it on a random sensitivity, go into terrorist hunt and just shoot around, and then you'll find out if you're either overshooting, undershooting. Like, let's say, for example, you feel like your sensitivity is too low, you turn it up, right? It only makes sense. And if you find that your sensitivity is too high, you turn it down. Now, the thing is, as it's going to be your first, let's say, FPS, or let's say it's you transitioning from PS4 to PC, you're going to be overextended or undershooting a lot, okay? Now, don't let that make you think, oh, it's my sensitivity. No, it's also the whole concept of you need to practice with it. That's the main thing you need to do, is practice. As you practice, you will understand your sensitivity will either change or you'll get used to it. And then you'll understand that, oh, okay, this sensitivity does not work anymore. Maybe I need to either go up or go down. And then once you go from there, you'll see improvements. And if you don't, obviously change it the other way. It's as simple as that. So the second one would be to practice on terrorist hunt. Now, a lot of people will be thinking, oh, house got changed. I can't do terrorist hunt no more. That doesn't matter, okay? You can still do terrorist hunt in a sense of, let's say, for an example, you just want to get to understand the map more, and you want to understand what are the best peeking angles and stuff like that. Go to that map on terrorist hunt and just figure out, it makes sense, and it will help you if you're trying to figure out your crosshair placement. So let's say, for an example, you don't know where to have your crosshair when you're coming through on this corner. Literally play it, make sure someone's coming at, like, a terrorist or someone like that, or someone relatively close. Have your aim up, and then you'll see from there whether you need to be higher or lower. Do you know, the thing is, for me, I always realized my crosshair placement was shit. I never worked on it until when I realized when you're on PC, if you don't have correct crosshair placement, it's gonna punish you. Because unless you've got like fucking 100 sensitivity, you can react fast enough, and obviously you need to be able to control it. If you can't control it, no point having 100 sensitivity. But like I was saying, if you haven't got the crosshair placement on PC, I'm telling you now, you're just making life so much more harder for yourself, when you could simply have it in the correct placement and the game would be so much more easier. So that's the main thing you want to work on, is obviously going into terrorist hunt, figuring out your game knowledge, and just understanding where your crosshair placement needs to be, and obviously your flicking and headshot accuracy. That's the main thing you want to do when you're practicing on a terrorist hunt as a beginner. Now, the last tip is a tip for anyone and everyone. You want to act on information and use your cameras. Now, I say this because I've seen a lot of people push sites or push places and they've not seen anything. They don't have no information. They're just going in blind, and it's a 50-50 risk. Now, the thing is, going in on a 50-50 risk lowers your chance of surviving. So what's the point in doing it? What you want to do is you want to go on, let's say, 100%, 80%, 70%. You always want to have that one up. If you don't have information on a place or a site, there's no point acting on survival, okay? You're not going to think, oh, I'm just trying to survive in this room. No. If you can make sure there's no one in that room, there's no one coming into that room, no one's rotating into that room, you've got the advantage instantly, because you've now controlled that whole room, whereas the defender team may or may not know you're there, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, if you're attacking, use your drones, okay? Make sure you're using your drones. It only makes sense that you get as much information as you can while you're pushing the site, because when I'm on PS4, I've realized that a lot of people don't really use their drones and they really rely on, let's say, their gun skill. That's it. If you catch them, let's see who kills up in purse. The other person purse? Whoa, my English. They rely on whoever kills the first person, and that's literally it. That's all they rely on. But when you're on when you're on PC, that's where everything plays its part, okay? You need to make sure that you've got enough information so you've got the advantage, because people be switching up differently on your PC, you know? People do this 360 stuff and just bloody drop shot. They press C, they crouch, and then tilt, shoot. Like, nah. You want to make sure you've got an advantage so you can avoid all of that nonsense. Trust me, I've been in the other end and it is not nice to be put up in that situation. So I avoided it by having the information I needed to push sites. That is the one thing you want to do as a beginner. Make sure you're avoiding that.